name's Roland French and I'm the writer and director of Fast and Furious Live.
Okay, this was an idea storyboarded several years ago by yourself while sipping a coffee. How do you feel now that you're in the final stages before going on tour in exactly 4 months?
The show's been in pre-production now for 5 years technically, because obviously I wrote the show, the first draft of the show, and took it to Los Angeles 5 years ago. And at times it's felt like it was never going to happen. So to finally be here now in the middle of technical rehearsals with you all and being able to share just a small piece of a final show, which I know is going to be unbelievable when we get to the O2 on the 19th in January, is really exciting.
Good, good. I know you've been in Belfast with the show before. You will likely understand our massive car culture, of which the Fast and Furious series have been a huge part. Are you excited to return across the IC with Fast and Furious now?
I'm really excited to come to Ireland with Fast and Furious, for sure. My mother is from Northern Ireland, she's from Derry, and obviously, as you know, our lead stunt driver, Chris Burns, is from Belfast. So I'm super excited to come to Ireland with the show.
There have been several technologies developed to enable this show to bend the rules and wow audiences worldwide. What's been the hardest thing to bring to life in this production?
Recreating the stunts from 8 of the most blockbuster movies Hollywood has ever created is a challenge, and one of the big challenges of Fast and Furious Live, because we have to do it not just the once, we have to do it many times. So we drag a safe through the streets of Rio and we knock over a bank sign and water towers and we crash into the set and we write off police cars. And the movie did that, but they then threw the police cars away. But we have to put everything back together again. And that has been a huge challenge for us. But it also means that's the really exciting thing about Fast and Furious Live, I think.
Having previously worked on Top Gear and Top Gear Live for many years, how has Fast and Furious Live pushed you as a director, and has it at any time pushed you out of your comfort zone?
Yeah, it's a good question. The Fast and Furious Live is a huge brand. I loved working on Top Gear, and I was blessed to be a part of a kind of what was a global phenomenon. I very much learned at the feet of masters when it comes to Clarkson, Hammond, May and Andy Willman in terms of understanding car entertainment. But Fast and Furious Live as a brand is so much bigger, and I think the production team and myself have been able to really raise the bar and give it a show that does it justice. Yeah.
It has sort of set you in good stead for what you're part of now.
I think so. It was Top Gear and Top Gear Live was the perfect training ground for me to make this show, 100%.
Obviously, there's a huge amount of time and effort dedicated to this. At any point, did you just want to throw the head up and walk away?
I never wanted to give up, I'll be honest. Even though there were some dark times, there were some moments where it felt like it was never going to happen, I just really believed in it. And you know, I just think anyone who's got a dream to do anything at all, to just go for it. Because when I flew out to Los Angeles as a snot-nosed kid from West London with a bunch of sketches on a pad, you wouldn't have, if you were a gambling man, you would say, there's no chance of this happening. And here we are. So I just think, never give up, always keep fighting.
I haven't seen what was put on today. I know that my response to anybody sitting on the fence about buying tickets to the show is just buy them now. It was simply mind-blowing. And I wish you and everybody involved in Fast and Furious Live the absolute best for the next 5 weeks.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Buy tickets. Come and see it for yourself.
Chris Burns, you have had a mammoth challenge in assembling a team of drivers capable of such a show. Looking back, how did you find the selection process?
Yeah, it was a massive undertaking. We had over 2,000 applicants for only 10 roles, so we set about doing that last year. Some of the guys that are on the team, some of them were interviewed as early as November last year, so they've now passed their 12-month thing, you know, and it's been a huge undertaking. But yes, we had over 2,000 applicants. We hosted a sort of series of interviews, first being just a normal traditional interview where we got NDAs signed, things like that, and then give some people information about the show, decided, you know, make sure it was going to be for them. Then we progressed from that into the first of our driving auditions, if you like, which were held at a rally school. Some were sort of safe, controlled environments, let us see what skills they had. Then we went from that and we whittled it down to our final audition days, which actually we done in this very hall in the NEC, and that was really where we picked our amazing team. So we done that, and then there was a day set aside in the office, and it was a good story because we had all the pictures up on the board, and we basically, the day ran on, and we had most of the team picked, but not everybody, and not everyone was in agreement with everything. We had to revisit it the following morning, and by midday, you know, we had our team. We had all the faces on the board, and that was our team. That was the 10 drivers and myself making up the 11th, and the guys have just done amazing. They've just done absolutely amazing. We've been at Fast Camp for 17 weeks. I'm ever so proud of them, every single one of them. I mean, they've excelled everybody's expectations. They formed a bond, like as corny as it sounds, you know, they have become a family. And yeah, every time they get on the floor and show the world what they've got, it makes me super proud.
Good, good. You've been in charge of sourcing and building all of the vehicles involved.
Yeah.
What challenges did you face, and just how hard was it to build some of the replicas to exact movie spec? I assume Universal Studios were an invaluable asset during the process.
Yeah, so as well as the stunt driving role, if you like, my other role is vehicle procurement, so I had to source and build and look after everything that was being built for the show. There's some 42 vehicles in all. There was a lot of challenges because some of these cars are harking back to 1990s, and getting parts for some of them is very difficult. A fantastic example is our Honda Civics. We haven't got one of them behind us, but we recreate obviously the truck heist scene from the first movie. I literally, it was like an old advert, I was scouring the world trying to find the body kits, and eventually had almost given up, and I kept calling. Called the company in LA, and the chap that answered the phone basically said, yeah, I can get you those. And I was like, are you sure? Because nobody else can. And I was like, Chris, I supplied them for the first movie. He says, I'll remake them for you. And I was like, oh, this is fantastic. And he's been a valuable asset, as have Universal and Dennis McCarthy. Obviously, you know, I've done everything with their guidance, and yeah, we've eventually ended up with a massive fleet of cars which are movie accurate.
Born and raised in Belfast, at what age did your ambitions to become a stunt driver?
Well, I can't remember it, but my mum and dad told me my very first word was car, and obviously that was to set the theme. I mean, with hindsight, I should have took up golf or something, but hey, here we are. Yeah, I mean, it's people say never give up on your dreams, you know, and I've tried. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been everything, but I've tried never to let go of my dream and strived to create a role just like this one I find myself in now. And I mean, yeah, it's, you know, I would encourage and implore anybody to follow their dream. No matter what it is, follow your dream, because you just never know. You know, you could give up and all it might have been was another week before it all kind of happens for you. So, yeah.
We've worked together for a long time.
We have indeed, Graham, we have indeed. I even had hair at that stage.
I do remember it. Now, I know for a lot of the guys involved in the car scene, they're all very proud of what you've achieved. What's it going to feel like bringing this show into Belfast in May?
Yeah, I mean, bringing it home to Belfast. Basically back in the office, Martin, our sort of tour director, if you like, Martin sits beside me. And every day I would come in and we go, Martin, and he'd go, what? And we go, we're going to Belfast. And he was like, Chris, we don't fit. And I was like, but I have to go to Belfast. So every morning I came in, Belfast. Eventually I came in one morning, he was like, guess where we're going? And I was like, yes. So, you know, we're rolling this. This is huge. Our truck count has gone up now to 42. We've 42 trucks will be rolling into Belfast next year. And I mean, it's not just me, it's myself, and there's Jonathan Irwin, there's Derek Butler, all from back home. And you know, we can't wait to show our home fans what Fast and Furious Live is all about. And I mean, even if you're not a massive fan of the franchise, there's no getting away from what this show is. It's quite a thing. It's quite a thing to behold. There's lots of cutting-edge technology that didn't exist before. Yeah, and I mean, even if you're not a car person, this is going to blow your socks off.
So we're here with Derek Butler. I've known you from your underground days of sliding your first A86 around a car show after parties in Belfast. I assume the Fast and Furious movies had a large impact on you growing up within the car scene.
That's 100%. This is when the Fast and Furious 1 came out. Japanese, the Supra was always iconic to all of us, you know, the drivers, and it made it cool to have neons and stuff like that, you know, back in the day. So yeah, no, it definitely has been a part of the whole culture in Ireland with the underground car scene, drift scene. And then, of course, when Tokyo Drift came out, if anyone that didn't know what drifting was, you go, have you seen that Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift? They're like, oh yeah. I said, that's what drifting is. So yeah, for me, it's been great to help explain what drifting is.
It brought it to the people.
Brought it to the people.
For the last number of years, you have been travelling the world, drifting cars as a professional athlete. I guess we could now say you have a real job.
True.
Is that something you ever thought was achievable?
To be honest, with this career, I've been doing demonstrations for years, but now I have a full-time job doing it. It's a dream come true. I pinch myself every day, you know. I look at my friends that have 9 to 5, normal 9 to 5 jobs, and personally I don't think that's ever for me. I've had like 7 normal jobs before I started driving, and I got fired from every single one. So No, this for me is a total dream come true. My mum still can't believe it that I actually have a real job now. So, no, it's exciting times, and the bunch of drivers that I'm working with are just so nice. Everyone gets on. They really picked 11 totally different people, but we all click so well that it makes it amazing. And you're happy to come to work every day. If one person's feeling down, everyone just cheers everyone else back up. So it's amazing that way.
So we're with Jonny Irwin from County Tyrone to a 5-year world tour. It sounds like something we all dream of. Just what does this show mean to you, Jonny?
I think from day one, whenever my driving career started, to perform on the world stage was something that I always dreamed of doing, and now I've got my chance to showing the world exactly what I can do. Yeah, this show is absolutely amazing. We go to London on the 19th of January, and we start our five-year world tour there. And yeah, it's awesome. It's an awesome show.
You went through weeks and months of selection and training. At what point did it sink in as to what you were actually about to undertake?
I think the moment that we got to our training camp, Fast Live camp, that's when we first seen the hero cars. And I think, like everybody, once you get to see the cars in person, and then realise that you're actually going to be using those as stunts, I think that's the moment it all sinks in, that everything's real.